Hi there, this is Art and Such with my Rainbow Loom Mr. Potato Head tutorial. This is the additional feature segment. And he looks a little bit floppy here because I will be giving you the option of attaching certain pieces afterwards and having them removable by using an S-clip. We can also add the pieces on after the fact, but so that they stay, as I did with the ears and the nose. And you can incorporate some pieces or all pieces as we're looming. So I will give you those choices. For this video, I'm just going to show you how to make the pieces, one of each, and then you can make a second one, or you can give them a third arm, whatever you like. So for this pattern, if you do want your pieces, like the tongue here, to be able to come on and off, you'll need some S-clips. For the mustache, I'm using black. For the nose, I'm using reds. The ears and the tongue are pink. The shoes are blue. The body is a dark brown, although I suppose any brown will do really. And the arms are white. You'll need a hook and one or more holding hooks or things to hold your pieces on. And we will do most of this on the loom in the standard offset position. But for a couple of pieces, I believe I use the rectangular set, so you can either switch your loom back and forth or use two looms, as I will. We'll start with the arms. We're going to do this on the hook. We take, another thing about the hands, Mr. Potato Head's fingers, he has 4. One is a little shorter than the others. You can make them all short, you can make them all long, or you can make one shorter and the others longer. So for a short finger, we take a single, wrap it 3 times on the hook, and we put it onto a doubled over single. And that gives you a short finger. If you want your fingers to be long, then we put it onto a second doubled over single. I'm going to make all of mine long this time, so they'll all be the same size. We're going to take each one and put it over 2 pieces. Do our next finger. Here's 1, 2, 3. Pull it onto 2 doubled over bands. And we'll repeat this 2 more times. This Mr. Potato Head is a video I'm doing by request, and I always look to Google Images first when I do a pattern to see what colors are used, what the characters' features are like, and all the rest. And it came up on Google with this really incredible rainbow loom Mr. Potato Head done by Marloom's Creations. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find a design to refer you onto because it was really, really good. But I did my best on my own, and I hope this works out for you. The detachable parts idea did come from that, though. Alright, once we have our 4 fingers, this is a little bit hard, so if this is too much tension for you, you can put it onto 1 or 2 single bands. I am going to put it onto a doubled over single, and this keeps the fingers close together. You can move them 1 piece at a time or all together if you're kind of brave. We're going to put the other end back so it's nice and tight, and this will go onto 7 doubled over single bands. 1, 2, oops, there we go, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. You can always make this shorter or longer to your taste, of course. And this can be put on the side, but before we do that, and once more, if you just want to add this on after, this is the time when you would put your S-clip through the end, and then it can be added once you finished everything. The other thing that I did, which I thought looked kind of neat, is I took a single. I did this from the other end once it was off the hook, so it was easier, but we can do this. We're going to wrap it over the hand about 5 times. And adjust it, and you have a little cuff. So there's one hand, you can make a second one. And we'll do our feet. The feet come together. We're doing both feet together with a blue wrapped 3 times around the hook. And we're gonna put it, you can make it really thick or a little bit thinner. This one is on sets of 4 bands. This time I'm gonna do sets of 3 bands. So 3 bands, bring this wrapped one on top. 4 bands will be a little bit tighter, but it will look thicker. Here's a second set. Now in the case of the feet, we are going to be making both the feet together because we're going to attach them to each other. This is 3. You can make these as long or as short as you like. I'm going to do one more. Yeah, we'll do one more. So this, for myself, I've got 4 sets of 3 bands onto which we've put that first wrapped one. So it's long, it's a little skinny, that's okay. I'm going to repeat this just on the hook next to it. There's 1 band brought onto 3 blues. And just check that it's sliding back and forth. That'll tell you that you have the right bands on. Onto a second set of 3 blues. Oops. I'm using the jelly kind. It's the bluest blue I have, and they tend to slip and slide a little bit. Okay, 2 more. Here we go with 1 more set, and then we'll put it on another 3. Now all we have to do to bring our feet together is place them onto 2 single glue bands. Put the other end back on. Pull this end over the first end. And once more, this can go onto a C-clip or stay on your hook, or an S-clip, and we'll put that aside. I'm just gonna check for us for our tongue. Okay, our tongue we're gonna do on the rectangular loom. It should work out more or less the same on the standard one, I think. Let me. Okay, we'll just. Yeah, we can do it here, so you don't have to move it around as much. Okay, we will keep this in our offset position. I'm using pink. I'm going to start at the top on the left and take a single band, double it over, and place it from the first peg to the second peg. And we'll repeat that below. Second peg to third peg. These are all going to be doubled over bands. We do the same thing on the right side. 2 doubled over bands coming down. So 1 doubled over and then a second doubled over. And in the second, we're just going to start 1 lower. So from the second peg to the third peg. And we'll do another one below that. Actually, yeah, I think we want 3 of these. So, sorry, we're going to add 1 more from our first peg to our second peg. You can just lift that second band up for a second. This will make it a tiny bit longer. We need a band to come from our second peg on the left to our fourth peg on the center. And repeat that on the other side. These are still doubled over singles. And now we're going to take a single and just stretch it out like so. If you want it to be tighter, you can double it over. I think I might double mine as well. But you can leave it a little looser too. So this is going across from the second peg on the left to the second peg on the right, and you'll stretch it under the third peg and over the second peg in the center. We'll put a cap band right at the bottom center fourth. 1, 2, 3 wraps ought to do it. And we're going to loop all the bands back to where they came from. So go under your cap. We'll pull the first 2 bands to the right. It's really 1 band, but it's doubled over, so it looks like 2. The next ones come to the left, and then you can loop up all of your rows. The order shouldn't matter too terribly much. I think I lost one here. I'll fix that in 1 second. Okay, so loop up your right, loop up your left, and then let me just catch what I lost over here. Oh dear. Sorry, this is a fix I've got to make, guys. I'm just going to try and, here, I'm going to loosen this up, and then I'll get a hold of those 2 bands, and I'll reach under and grab them a second time. We'll try this again. Okay, I'll place that, and we should be able to pull these up now. And we're back on track. Oh, almost back on track. You're working with a lot of tension here, so sometimes they will want to spring out a little bit. Okay, last 2 up. You can remove it by putting your hook through the bands on each of the top 3 pegs. It will be tight. Give it a little adjustment there, and you can put this onto, what did I do here? Onto 2 pink bands. You can put it onto only 1, that will be a little bit looser. Or you can use a doubled over single, but that's going to be very tight to work with. And you can put one end through the other and attach it to an S-clip, or you can leave it like this, and we will add it on a little bit later. And this is the end of part 1 of my additional features. I'm going to come back and show you how to make the ears, the nose, and the mustache. I'm just shy on time here. I'll see you back for my second additional feature.